Well, we had a pretty active overnight last night and into the morning. I think a lot of us probably woke up to some really loud thunder across the area. We're still tracking some clouds and some rain, but the good news is not seeing any active warnings or watches right now. But here's a live look across the region. Carbondale, you can see even Benton as well. Those raindrops still on the camera, still very damp, very wet outside. Even if we aren't actively seeing rain right now, we saw a pretty decent amount this morning accompanying a lot of those storms, especially for western Kentucky. But we're staying with these overcast skies today, and that's thanks to this low pressure that's now moving off to our east. It just crossed us to our north. A lot of that severe weather now pushing off to our east along with it, so leaving behind some fairly quiet weather for us. If we look down, or at least for over parts of southern Illinois, we're getting some of that wraparound rain from the low pressure, but it is just rain. We're not seeing lightning returns on this. We're not seeing any watches or warnings, which is some good news. But if you're in Jefferson County, surrounding areas, Mount Vernon down through Benton, you are getting at least a little bit of rain right now. Again, it's not severe, which is some good news. That last bit of the severe weather is still pushing off east of western Kentucky towards Clarksville. You can still see a couple of lightning returns, but a lot of that severe is well out of the way. So no watches or warnings on the board. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch this morning that expired at 7 a.m. A lot of those warnings pretty much followed with it, which is some good news. Those temperatures, though, very warm. You can see exactly where that cold front is. So at least it's still pretty warm for some of us like Marie. Behind the front, though, that cooler air is really starting to push in. So Sparta right now at 41, Carmi 47. Down to our south, still a bit warmer, close to 60 degrees, but that cold air is continuing to push through as that cold front pushes through it. It's a pretty strong cold front as well. Just behind it, over in Kansas City, they're already below freezing. Still out ahead of it, though, in Nashville at 66, and we're just somewhere in between, kind of waiting for that cooler air to move in. So we actually saw our high temperatures today around midnight, and it's pretty much just been downhill from that. We're down into the 40s for some of us. The next couple of hours dipping into the 30s, and overnight tonight into the 20s. So today we're tracking those morning storms. Now we're still left with some rain. This evening, a lot of cloud cover is still expected, and then late tonight, early tomorrow morning, tracking a few flurries thanks to that much colder air and some of that wraparound moisture. This weekend, if you do have any plans, good news, we are drying out and warming up. If you do have any outdoor activities, you should be good to go. A lot of this rain is leaving today, so still seeing a little bit of that rain midday and even into the afternoon, but by 7 o'clock, a lot of it's pushed out of here. Just that cooler air and clouds are pretty much what we're left with. Looking early tomorrow morning, we could see some flurries, maybe even some ice mixing in here in western Kentucky. Not expecting anything too serious out of this. Don't let it catch you off guard. That lasts through possibly mid-morning tomorrow as well. Temperature is pretty chilly, close to freezing by tomorrow evening, right at freezing, 32 for a lot of us. Waking up on Saturday, down into the 20s. So we've got some pretty cold air, bit of a shock to the system after the warmth we've been feeling, but this is going to be pretty seasonable for the time of year. So tomorrow, waking up in those upper 20s. By the afternoon, only climbing a few degrees above freezing. We're still sticking with those cloudy skies, mostly cloudy tomorrow, and also still very windy in the wake of that front. But rain outlook a lot drier for the next couple of days. So we saw some widespread showers this morning. Could still see a couple of isolated showers, but drying out Friday through Sunday for widespread showers return for our Monday. So great to have the Storm Track 3 app as always. Really came in handy this morning with all of those warnings and that watch as well. As far as today goes, still just tracking a bit of rain. This morning we had those storms. Much cooler air is filling in again because of that cold front. So we're going to be in the upper 30s the next few days, slowly recovering, climbing back up to those unseasonably warm temperatures. So we get a taste of winter returning for a couple of days, and then it's feeling like spring again by Monday.
I'll take the little bit of the warm up, after
Hey,
the
a little bit of
weekend.
everything, some flurries, some 60s. What more do you want?
Yeah, mixed bag.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks.